Love Lines. It's Bernadette. I am here on your Saturday, October 24th, 2020, with your Pick a Card Daily Tarot readings. And if you're wondering, yes, this is a pajama top. Because why? Because I slept right through my alarm this morning. So I ran, washed my face, threw my hair up in a something, tried to look a little presentable, and figured, you know what? The great message of today, y'all won't even look at me. Pretend like I'm not even here, right? Just see this adorable boing, 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 boing for your Saturday. So, I love this card. It's the Seven of Pentacles. Who doesn't love getting Pentacles cards, right? Oh my gosh, I love to get them. I love to flip them for people. And, I really in particular like the Seven of Pentacles card. And if you're just joining me, I read from my own award-winning Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. It is based on the Rider-Waite system and then adds all the energy and power of the animal allies. Holy cow, the readings with it are no joke. And so when you take a look at the traditional Seven of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite deck, and then you consider that Saturdays, they're kind of like you can chill or you can, catch up on things that you didn't do the week, already getting ready for the weekend, knowing you're going to take Sunday as a sacred day or whatever. But Saturdays are ruled by, pardon me, guys, Saturdays are ruled by the third eye chakra. And I love that because I just had a conversation with somebody about what meditation really means. And I have so many people call or, email me, Facebook me, whatever, and they ask me, they're like, Bernadette, I can't meditate to save my life. I get 3 minutes in and my mind is like monkey mind. I'm pinging all over the place. But when I do my dishes or I do my laundry, it's where I get my biggest messages. Am I nuts? No, you're not nuts. There's such a thing as called active meditation. It happens to me all the time. And it happens to more people than you can imagine. So don't feel badly. You are not alone and you're doing just fine. So on this Saturday, as you're considering what's coming into your third eye chakra, remember that the planetary influence is Saturn. And that can feel a little taskmastery. I mean, Saturn is, not known for being fluffy and cuddly. But that's okay because you can always choose to do things at your own pace. And remember, the Rider-Waite Seven of Pentacles is about reaping what you sow. It's about all of a sudden it's going to come clear to you that your hard work has been paying off if you've been doing the hard work. Now, if you haven't been doing the hard work and you've been lagging around like I was this morning and slept right through my alarm, I'm reaping what I'm sowing. I'm wearing my pajama top to give y'all a reading today. Crazy, right? So take that into consideration as you move throughout your day, because there's just a big energy going on with everybody out there they're in planning stages of something. They're not really for sure what they want to plan, but they know they don't want more of the same. And they're just really looking around and considering options. And that's very cool because also, like if you let's go to the card for a minute and take a look at some of the more specific symbolism on the deck for the tarot card meanings, of the Seven of Pentacles. You've got the gray sky. That's about constancy, but it's a little bit inflexible. You don't really want to do that today. Maybe you're not seeing what needs to be changed in how you've been doing things so far, but you are going to see it, and it is going to show in the crop, right? Whatever you're planting, whatever you're cultivating, it is going to show up. And when you look at the olive green shaped heart leaves, you're going to be able to make ends meet. At the very least, make ends meet doing what you love, especially if others have doubted you or naysayed you. You're going to find a way to do it. Like maybe you've always wanted to be a pastry chef, or maybe you've always wanted to be an elementary school teacher. Maybe you want to be a tabletop tennis pro around Europe. I don't know. But whatever you've always really wanted to do, whatever your calling was, that's coming up in your awareness. And I'd be very surprised if you didn't make a move on that. Go ahead and plant the crop on that. So when you've got, if you look at that worker and he's got the blade buried in the ground, the shovel looks like a staff. Staffs are about progress. They're about, helping you balance and move forward, helping you walk more steadily. It's just such a great story about how simple choices can lead to a simple life. And there's beauty in that simplicity. Now, let me just say this. I, I, let me just say this. Okay, so that depends on what simple means to you. Okay. Lots of people think that when you talk about leading a simple life, you're leading a life that is not as abundant as you would want it to be, that you don't have all the things that you would like to have. You don't have the house that's as big as you want. You can't make as many trips as you want. It doesn't mean that at all. I know a lot of really like truly wealthy people, not doing well, better than average people, but I mean truly wealthy people. And their lives are not complicated. They just worked their heinies off and they've gotten their systems down. And now that they've got their replicatable systems down, I'm not saying they don't have to keep an eye on their crop. They surely do. But they're enjoying the fruits of their labors. And that seems pretty simple to me because if they wake up tomorrow and they want to go out on the boat for a week, that's what they do. Now, they may have to make arrangements to be able to do that, but they have not the luxury, it's not a luxury, they have put in place systems for them to be able to do what they want to do. So as you go through this on this Saturday, remember what you want. Please stop thinking of it as a luxury. It's not. You have a divine right to have whatever you want, live whatever way you want, and that's that. Clearly, as long as you're not harming other people or the planet or animals, like you get it, right? Okay. So, but you got to be willing to plant the crop, and that's where most people fail. That's where most people just can't find the seeds. They plant the seeds, they water the seeds for a little while, then they forget to water them, or they overwater them, or they, don't put the right fertilizer on them, and then they throw their hands up in despair and go, I can't do this anymore. Okay, this is where rabbit comes in. Poor little buns, and mice and rats are they're prey animals for like all other animals. More of them die each year than all of the other animals combined. And, they had to adapt and overcome and they got smart. So, especially rabbits, they build these unbelievably intricate tunnels down under the ground. They leave themselves dozens and dozens of ins and outs. And they're just smart because they've also built them to only house where you can get through. You've got to be a certain size. And if you're above that size, you might get stuck or the tunnel might collapse on you, and bunnies scampering with their little bunny butts and their little bunny tails, dink, 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 all the way home. And so that's something to take a look at. Now, intricate does not mean complicated. It just means that like a spider's web, you may have to piece lots of little parts together to get the whole, but you can do that. The Seven of Pentacles and bunnies are going to help you. And what's happened is through the process of, creating their ins and outs, and through the process of having, umpteen gajillion bunnies in their litters, they've kept propagation of the species going. Okay, well, what are you trying to do? Do you want to be a mosaic artist? Okay. Do you want to, I don't know, whatever you want to do, but it also goes to whatever you don't want to do. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you are the Seven of Pentacles and you've got Saturn and Taurus, which is in that card, oh, and today is ruled by Saturn, then you're going to stay on it, stay on it, stay on it. Hours and hours past when other people could even remotely pretend to keep up with you. And sometimes that means deconstructing a garden as well as it means constructing a garden. And sometimes deconstructing a garden can be harder because you've got to get in there and you've got to get all those funky roots out. You might have to treat the soil in some way. You might have to bring in more soil. But reaping what you sow can also mean deconstruction. And I almost never hear that with readers. And maybe it's because I'm from a farming background. I mean, not really. It's not like we were farmers, but I grew up in the deep South around farmers. And so, I learned a lot about this stuff. And I grew pumpkins and watermelons and squash. I did. And never very well, but I did. So, just remember that as you're figuring out what messages are coming into you today. Pardon me 1 minute. See, this is what I wake up with. Mexican Coke. Have you guys had this? It's real sugar. It's not that gross corn syrup stuff. It makes coffee look like water. It's the best ever. So, thank you for your patience. When you move through this Saturday, it's going to be really important for you to ask the universe when you should move into next year. It can be really tough. It can really be tough to keep going and going and going and going and going, like the Energizer Bunny, because it can make you lose perspective. One day you wake up and you've just been going and going and going so long, you forget that you've met that original goal like a year ago. And then you're like, oh, okay, what do I do now? Okay, take some time to consider that. Maybe take this whole Saturday to take a look at something and say, you know what? Maybe I need to learn some new job skills. I mean, little known fact about Bernadette, I build and publish all my own websites. And, you know, I was kind of out of the tech loop for about a year and a half. And one day a plugin, a WordPress plugin came across my awareness, and I was like, what? And I went dipsy dumpster diving for information. And just in the year and a half that I've been kind of out of the loop, oh my gosh, the advances in things that can be helpful to help a site speed up, help its, you know, whatever you want to do to it. It was no joke. I snatched that plugin so fast and tested it out on my sites. But anyway, you might need to just take a step back, rest on your shovel a little bit, and consider what it is that you need to move on to or learn. Now, if remember that if rabbit comes to you as a spirit animal, and if you don't know the difference between spirit, totem, and power animals, there's a link to the video below. It might be time to look before you leap, which is what we were just talking about. However, if you identify with rabbit as your totem animal, man, you are some kind of ingenious thinker and doer. Good for you. And you've got all of the, you know, remember, rabbits are very closely associated with spring, renewal, rejuvenation, fertility goddess, the vernal equinox. And it's a really sacred time because it speaks of the abundance that's to come. It speaks of the regeneration and the growth that are to come. And if it's your totem animal, man, that's your time of the year. Also, if you've decided, you know, a lot of people don't think of rabbits as power animals, but when you want to get away from something fast, or you want to zig and zag and go in opposite directions and fool your competition or fool the people that are chasing you, or, you know, just whatever, rabbit is a really good one to do that. And if you want to be prolific in anything, I mean anything, and that could even have to do with multiplying your bank account, for goodness sake. It could be having to come up, you know, you come up with something that, well, you make X amount of money in your job now, because Pentacles, you know, listen, they're mostly about coin. They don't have to be about that. Really, if you take a look at the 5-pointed star that are in, you know, in a pentacle, earth, air, fire, water, spirit, you've got all of the fives and elements, and then that means that it could be your spirit or your spiritual awakening or your physical health or your anything that you want to pardon me, be more abundant with, but moreover more prolific with. You want to learn how to multiply those good things and get rid of the things that you don't like so much. So I hope that was helpful. Never tell anybody you saw me in my jammies. Never. I'm holding you to a secret. Shh. And I hope that you have just a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can get all of the daily reading videos and all the other videos that I do, the 2 free teachings and tutorials that hopefully will help you along your path. Pick up your copy of the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck. And above all, as you're hopping through your own forest today, remember to stay wild.